Between late 2021 and early 2022, over 1,500 members of our community shared their housing stories with us through community events and surveys. The stories we heard were confronting. People are having to borrow money from family and friends to help pay housing costs, skipping meals or changing eating habits due to the rising living costs, or having to delay payments for essential bills. Without enough options locally, people have been forced out of their communities to find somewhere else to live. There will be 32,000 more people living in Kāpiti by 2051, and we will need at least 14,000 additional dwellings across the housing continuum. In the past, Council has focused primarily on providing infrastructure, services and community facilities. We have had and continue to have a regulatory role, and we also have a portfolio of 118 older persons housing units. In 2021, through our long-term plan consultation process, we asked the community if we should take a bigger role in housing, and over half of respondents agreed we should, given the significant housing concerns in our district. The Kāpiti Coast District Council's Housing Strategy 2022 was developed in response and includes our vision and principles, the types of roles we can play, and the actions we can take to improve housing outcomes in our communities. Our strategy focuses on growing productive partnerships with iwi, central government, the private sector, community housing providers, and the community to meet the future needs of our district. So, what's been happening since then? Heaps! We have facilitated ongoing conversations with government agencies, iwi, community housing organisations and developers to encourage greater investment in housing to target need in our community. We've accessed the government's Infrastructure Acceleration Fund to deliver supporting infrastructure in Otaki to enable improved resilience and support the provision of housing for the local community. We have progressed a proposal to establish an affordable housing entity to increase provision of affordable rental and ownership units in the district with other housing providers. We've commenced a review of the provision of our older persons housing to explore opportunities to grow the portfolio and ensure it's fit for purpose for the future. We've provided funding for an emergency housing navigator working with people experiencing homelessness and those at risk of becoming homeless in our district. We are seeking to access funding from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to develop affordable rental housing on a council-owned site in Otaki. We've established a developmental facilitation service to build relationships with and work alongside developers, government agencies and community housing providers working on strategically important developments throughout the district. We've supported the establishment of a networking group of organisations to address local homelessness. We've consulted on changes to our district plan. We've worked with iwi to develop new rules for the district plan to make it easier to build papakaianga, and we're continuing to advocate for and support providers to establish additional transitional housing services in our district. Through Vision 2060, we are seeking your feedback to help us create a future vision for housing in our district. Have your say now.